Hello tubers, here we have a diesel heater we got on the homestead on the off-grid man cave, and it's right behind this solar array. It is the Vevor all-in-one. I just built a small steel box around it. As you can see, it's just made of tin, and if we look inside, we just lift the top up and we can see the all-in-one diesel unit with the gas top on it here, so we can refuel it as needed. This is spec'd right out of the factory. I made no changes to it as of yet, where I see a lot of people changing the pumps and the lines and the diesel lines with new filters and such. I haven't done anything to it other than factory and put it in for testing, and that's what we have for a little box that's around it. It's just above this heat pump here. But anyways, for what it's worth, it's open on the bottom, we can see, and it is running. So the little house over it just protects it from snow and rain and ice should anything fall off the roof and hit it. Now a couple of people are putting these in, and they're putting in one line blowing hot air into the house. I done the same thing, and in this testing, that is the vent there that blows the hot air in here. Over time I found that it was blowing in cold temperatures and working harder to get the hot air in here, meaning like -12, -15, and I put an air return in here. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'll try to dial it in. You can see the fins on the black vent back there, and that sucks air in from the unit outside, and this delivers the heat. So these are absolutely fabulous units. Here's a replica of the same one. I got a couple of these. They are under 200 Canadian dollars. This one has the blue controller on it, and there's a few of these blue controllers, and they are different. I noticed a few people were complaining about the remote controls not working, but mine have worked for me no problem. But there's two different ways to pair them, and I've noticed that with this blue controller. And here's my blue controller here, and it has, if you look at the controller up in the top corner, on the left corner, there's a gear like for the settings. That's one blue controller. The other blue controller has the wrench. So both, if you have the one with the wrench or you have the one with the gear, both are blue, but they both require different setups for the pairing of the remote. So I have the remote here. It's hanging on the wall. Works good. No issues. Everything I've dealt with these has worked fabulous, without question. Push the button. We can see the display lights up. We are on SG1, or the lowest setting. I'm getting somewhere around 30 hours on 5 liters of fuel with these. Now I do have another one of these I want to put in, one at the boys' camp for backup. He has a wood stove. Now I have a pellet stove in here as the main heat source. We can see that in the off-grid homestead we run this, but there was a few times where the pellet stove needed service and it wouldn't start, and that only left the heat pump in the off-grid man cave. So what do you do when you live off-grid and you got no battery power, or cloudy days and no sun and no wind? Because we do have wind turbines, we do have solar panels, we do have backup generators, we do have everything necessity for an off-grid home. But these draw no power, next to no power. They may spark up at 150 watts and regulate down between 10 and 20 watts. As we can see here, this one is running off of the Blue Eddy AC 200p. I'm going to try to dial you in here, guys. I don't know how well this camera is going to do. I don't think it's going to allow you to read it, but it's drawing 9 watts. If you can't see it, I can see it. It's drawing 9 watts to run it. So that's next to no power. The problem some of these Blue Eddies are having with these Vevor diesel heaters is, this is the Blue Eddy AC 180. It will not run this unit on the 12 volt side. This is the EB3A. This is the EB55. Neither one of those will run it on the 12 volt side. However, the AC 200p will run it on the 12 volt side, and it runs it consistently, no issues. However, you can run these if you have these other boxes that are these here, and they are for the AC side, and we can run 15 amp box that runs off of the AC plug and the 12 volt plug here. All you got to do is cut it. There's a black and a red inside of here. Connect the black and the red to the vevor heater, and Bob's your uncle. Away you go. And it'll run off the AC side and convert it down to the 12 volts with a 15 amp. Quote unquote, 10 amps won't work. You need 15 amps. So with the blue eddies, these are used for, the bottom blue eddy is used for the vevor diesel heater on the 12 volt side, and the upper blue eddy, he is used for this 12 volt fridge, Bouge RV. It's fantastic. However, this guy on the top won't run the diesel heater on the 12 volt side, and that's the most efficient way to run these. So as to date, I'm running between 9-10 watts to power this, and I'm going 30 hours on a 5-liter tank of fuel if need be. No, it is not the main heat source in here, but it's a fantastic backup. As to how they work, I can only have praise for these guys. So the vevor diesel heater, it's the replica of this with the blue charge controller and the wireless remote. It is the one with the gear cog on it, and to pair it, if you're going to pair it, the way I paired all of mine is very simple. You just push 2 of these buttons. I believe it is the gear cog and the gear cog and the arrow here. These 2. And if it ain't these 2, then it's these 2. But anyways, each charge controller is different. You can pair match these, and once the display kicks in, it'll tell you in your instruction manual which one you have if you read it. They are in fact different, but it came to light to say that this was the 2 different blue charge controllers, and this is the one with the gear on it, not the wrench. So I hope this helps, guys. The vevor diesel heater, this is not sponsored. I bought this with my own money, and all I got to say is praise for it. In the need of an event where this goes down and I got to fix it while it's being serviced, well, we have backup heat, because it's important we keep these batteries, I'm not going to say room temperature, but if they go below freezing, you know the result, right? LiPo 4 doesn't work well with a charge. It'll damage them. So with that said, this is of interest for the off-grid homestead to say vevor diesel heaters under 200 Canadian dollars delivered to your door. Absolutely fantastic. Thanks for watching, guys. Till next time.